All right, so we're going to leave Cash Creek behind, or Gash Creek, and we're going to start making our way to the south here. Coming up very shortly is the next station on the line, which is Hogarth Station, which was kind of an interesting station. It wasn't particularly a major station, but kind of a very big siding. In any case, just taking a look and see. We do spot it on the way back. I'll throw that clip in here. I'm just trying to see if we see a flanger sign for the crossing. And at the same time, try not to kill myself here. Some pretty good ruts here. All right, let's push our way ahead here. So what I'll do is I will zip ahead a little bit here until we get to our next stopping point. All right, so we do have our next little point of interest here. Just a little culvert, modern one. There's the milepost marker. So 108 point, does that say 60? It's a terrible 6 if somebody put that in there. Yeah, 108.60, so 58.9 on the original lines. There's a grouse right in the middle of the grade there. I don't know if Lena sees it. Yep, now she sees it. There she goes. And she's off. And she's back. Okay, Luna's enjoying herself. Okay, so let's zip you ahead a little bit here. You can see we're getting into a pretty straight section here, and this is our approach to Hogarth Station. Okay, so we have another culvert here. I believe she's a modern one. Yeah, there's the modern culvert. Mileage 108.86. So that becomes 59.16 on the original lines. So I'm just trying to see, there's something up on the grade there. There's a washout here, and I think it's getting bigger and bigger all the time. There's a culvert, and I think that's what this marker is. I was trying to figure out what's the fluorescent tape. You can see here, kind of interesting. It's a big kind of open area there, and it looks like there's a trail kind of going up in there. So that's kind of seems a little sort of on the unusual side. Okay, so here somewhere as we get right towards Hogarth, and I think this is the, let me check here. I got 8,000 things on my GPS here. Okay, so we should have a flanger sign right about here somewhere. And that should be marking the beginning of the siding here. There it is. So there's our flanger sign. So this should mark the beginning of the siding at Hogarth. Hogarth was one of the biggest sidings on this line. Originally, it was the same size as all the other sidings, And I'll flash that up on there. Wow, this is really going. Like, this is going to become impassable soon. Holy moly. We were here last year and I don't remember this big. You can actually see that at one point this was a trestle that was filled in. And so you can see the timbers from the original trestle. There is a concrete culvert here. Who knows where the milepost marker is? I'm stuck on something here. So you can see the concrete culvert has failed. So what we'll do is we'll drop down and take a look. Okay, so we've made our way down here on the north side of the grade. We're probably about, I don't know, 20 feet or so down. It's a considerable drop anyway. So what we have here is we have the intake end of the culvert. You can see that there's a little kind of creek flowing through here. You can see some of the stonework over there that they've done. The culvert itself is, well, you can see through right to the other side. I know the other side's a mess. We'll kind of see what's going on over there. It's 4-footer, maybe 4-foot diameter one. You can see some of the strapping that they've done on the inside to try to hold the sections together. Okay, let's jump the grade and go see the disaster on the other side. Okay, so we made our way down here on the south side. Now, what's kind of the interesting thing, culvert, first of all, looks a little bit bigger. Seems like it's more of a 5-footer from this side. I don't know. Looks, maybe it's just the perspective. Okay, so this is interesting because we're going to take a look more at the damage on the top, but the culvert itself looks like it's in pretty good shape. It doesn't look like there's any sags. It doesn't look like there's any displacements of the sections of the culvert itself. You know, you can see clear to the other side. Obviously what's happened is there's been a failure of the, I'm trying not to kill myself here, of the area around it. And obviously I'm guessing this was a problematic area because you can see the stone that's been dumped in here. You can see the ties. So I'm guessing, here's an old, look at this one. Texaco. How long Texaco haven't been around for? So you can see the damage here. So we're on the west side of this big sort of washed out area. So obviously something's failed here. So something's just given away. Obviously you can just see it's all gravel and stuff. Again, you can see those, what appears to be the wooden portions from what was at one time a trestle and was filled in. But again, the segments of the culvert itself look like they're fine. So it's just been sort of a failure of the upper part of the grade itself. So hopefully this doesn't get any worse because it's going to completely take out the grade here. You can see the sides are even kind of starting to go. Everything on this side is starting to sag. Same thing on the other side as well. Like a guy just went by on his ATV, so it's passable, but I mean, how much of the grade has been lost here? Oh God, 10 feet, maybe more, 12 feet. So that's a pretty big deterioration. All right, so we'll get started here. So this is the beginning of the siding here at Hogarth. So you can see this piece here that's starting to extend out on the south side of the grade. So sidings were always on the south side. I know there was that flanger sign back there, but let's just take a look and see if there's anything kicking around here. Maybe that sign may have gotten moved. See, there's a big tie sticking out here. So here you can, I don't know, I can make them out. There's indentations for the ties. You can see pieces of tie. There's kind of a lot happening in this area here. So just up here is supposed to be, and I looked last year, but on the way back we'll look again, is supposed to be milepost 109. I didn't see it. It might be hiding somewhere. Again, you can see the siding here continuing. And so in here somewhere, and again, I looked last year, and we're gonna go have a look on the way back, but there was supposed to be a bunch of things. I can kind of see a little bit of a flat area here. And so there was supposed to be like a bunkhouse and a tool shed and things like that. I'll flash up the piece of my profile map. So we'll kind of poke around in the brush there on the way back. And so then up here, we got some more stuff. And again, I'm probably just scratching the surface here. Like, I mean, I obviously can't sort of spot everything. You can tell the presence here. You can see all of these buckets. Obviously, I don't know what was in these buckets, lubricant or I don't know. There's a crap ton of them. Obviously not very conducive for the environment. Maybe some of the CN guys can tell me what was in these buckets. I'm guessing some sort of lubricant or something. It's oil. And then here we actually have two flanger signs. What's kind of neat is we actually have an older style one and a more modern one. So you can see the older style one, how it's made. And I've been told, I don't know if this is correct, but these may have been made out of old boiler pipes. And you can see that they're hammered flat at the ends. So this is the old style one, and this is a more kind of modern one. So you have the two flanger signs here. All right, let's continue our journey here. So we're gonna go a little farther up ahead, and there is a fiber box, a junction box for the fiber optic cable. Here you can see yet more debris. More buckets, plastic ones, stepping on stuff, beer cans, metal buckets. I don't know if those are buckets. I know Spikes came in, Luna's having a drink. Spikes came in metal buckets, originally came in wooden kegs, and then later came in metal buckets. So I don't know if those are some of them. So Hogarth was actually, and I'll flash this up, Hogarth was actually the last siding left on this line. So when, just before the line was discontinued, taken out of service in 2005, this was the last siding that was still in use. And the reason being was that it was the biggest siding. You know, so a lot of the other sidings were small. They could not accommodate some of the larger trains that were happening. Oh, there's another grouse. That's like the 7th or 8th one we've seen. So the siding, I believe, in 2005 was 5,800 feet, something like that. Okay, so again, you can see the siding just very, very clearly beside us here. The vegetation is starting to creep in. Okay, so I'm gonna zip you ahead a little bit to that junction box. All right, so here's our junction box. So again, there is a very important fiber optic cable that's buried alongside the grade. I don't know if you can see it there. So the mileage 109.30. Again, that is the mileage on the Kinghorn. So for the original line, that would be 59.6. Okay, so we're gonna pause here for a minute and then just continue working our way through the siding.